Hey guys, and welcome to Armored Warfare. It's tank review time again, and today we're looking at another tier 7 main battle tank. Since we last had the Merkava 2B, now it's Challenger time. The British got their one, the Challenger 1. Yes, it's also tier 7 like I said already, and it's also a main battle tank, and it does some things radically different than the Merkava does. Of course, the Challenger did existed, invented by the British Army, and for its time, it was the most superior main battle tank in the world, I would say. Today there are obviously other examples, but alright. First of all, we're going to take a look on it in the garage, compare its stats to other main battle tanks, of the same tier of course, like the Merkava for example, and then we're going to take it out for a spin on the battlefield to see how it performs there. But first of all, let's get in the garage. There it is, in your garage, tier 7, and there is no tier 6 tank, so you, skip one branch. You'll get the chieftain by unlocking it by, like you do it for all, doing a mission, which obviously takes much longer than the tier 3 missions do, and then you get the Challenger. And it isn't that much of a difference to the chieftain, alright, but in some ways it is. First of all, statistics. We've got a 120mm gun, which is sweet and adequate in tier 7. Like I said, in the last review, which is going to be linked in the description by the way, the only two main battle tanks, that are using 105mm guns are the Merkava 2B, so in tier 7 by the way, are the Merkava 2B and the M1 Abrams. Both of them, yeah, the biggest problem of both of them is their gun, so I think that's why. Yes, here we've got a 120 gun, which is definitely adequate for the tier, and 438 damage you can deal with your APFSTS ammunition, which is, by the way, nearly your only choice because the British don't have heat ammunition. They just only use APFSTS and HESH, High Explosive Squash Head. I don't like high explosive in the game, never used it, and so I won't use it on the Challenger as well. I'm just going for full APFSTS. Probably it would be okay to take 1 to 5 rounds HESH with you just to reset the cap or something. But I don't need this because I'm cool. Yeah, that's why I'm different. My mother says this. Penetration 423 isn't that much, still more than the Merkava. Yeah, sad, but it is like it is. And the DPM is something like 3400. Yes, exactly. Something like 190 less than the Merkava has. And we can compare it to stock main battle tanks, like the Leopard 2, for example, which has 2800, but you of course can get this much higher with the right ammunition and the right retrofits, which we're going to come to later. Yes, the Challenger is kind of the fortress of all of those tanks here. Its armor is so gigantic that you can just place it anywhere on the battlefield and will just soak up shots. Even its side will soak up shots by main battle tanks of tier 6, for example, who just will have big problems penetrating its side. But we're going to come to the armor a little bit later. Hit points with reinforced hull over 2700. Quite much. Yes, its speed. Yeah, let's just not talk about the speed in the Challenger, because British tanks and speed are always something that you can't really put in one sentence, at least if you put an has no between it. Yeah, sad, but it is like it is, and I think that's the biggest weak spot those tanks have, because they are really fucking slow. But you'll see in the replay. Its cannon statistics are decent. You've got a depression of 7 degrees to the front and 3 degrees to the rear. Turret traverse, yeah, not that good, with 26.9 degrees per second. And an aim time, which is acceptable, with 2.4 seconds, about 2.4. Yeah, but those are all not the facts that make the Challenger great. The facts that make the Challenger great are its armor. And we've got, this is against armor piercing. It's got composite armor, so it means you've got modifiers for everything and shaped charge. Looking at you, Merkava, again. Yeah, the turret front is, let me say, impenetrable for its tier. It's got 676mm of composite armor against AP ammunition. What this is against shaped charge, we're going to see later, and it's perfectly sloped. Look at this. Nothing is going to penetrate it. Maybe the turret ring if they see it, but they'll have a hard time doing this. The hull, 550 millimeters. And again, it's pretty good sloped. And there is explosive reactive armor on it if you got the upgrade pack, which is here. Which you should get. Really makes your living a little bit easier. Your sight is also nearly impenetrable. 426 millimeters on the hull, and 543 on the turret. So you can just stand like this, like in World of Tanks. You can just angle the tank like this, and everything will bounce off your tank. There really aren't many tanks that can penetrate you. Of course, if you're playing PvP, there will be tanks that can hit your weak spots, like your commander's hatch, which obviously is doing less damage, and your vision point here in the front. And the turret ring, like I said, is pretty high. From the rear, yeah, looking not so good, but of course the tank needs weak spots. 124 on the hull and 186 in the turret. Yes. But now, let's click this little button. And suddenly it's getting horrendous. Over 1.17 meters. Meters, not millimeters, meters of effective frontal turret armor. Nearly 1 meter effective frontal hull armor. Nearly 1 meter effective turret side armor. 3/4 meters effective hull armor on the side. And yeah, this is it's ridiculous. You know, the armor on the back of the turret is still more effective than the armor on the mouse in the front. You know, this 200-ton tank built by Nazi Germany. Yeah, in World War II. But alright, that's the statistics of a Challenger, and that's what makes it great. Is you can just put it anywhere on the battlefield, and will just soak up shots and will just bounce anything you ever want. Because, you know, if you're in a Challenger, you maybe haven't done the most damage, but when all of your team is dead, and you are driving somewhere behind them with nearly all of your life, that's what Challenger driving is about. And you can save the day by doing a solo last stand on the entire enemy team, win the game, and yeah, probably will be flamed anyway, but that's a different problem with online gaming. Alright, commander-wise, I would go with, like I always do with Freya. She is just an amazingly good main battle tank commander. You could also go with Juan Carlos, or probably even with Victor, but I would recommend Freya or Juan Carlos. I'm going with Freya anyway because I want to level her, and yeah, and I'm mostly a little bit stupid, but that's a different story. Ammunition, like I said, I wouldn't recommend using hash. Would be maybe useful to have. Let's say we're gonna take 2 shots of hash with me, and then my parents can be proud. Alright, consumables, also like always Magic Max and all the other shit, and retrofits you should go with, or at least I go with this. With a thermal sleeve I could actually upgrade this to Mark II, would be a little bit more intelligent, just to give it a little bit more DPM and to make its great survivability even better, give it more hull hit points with a reinforced hull. At least I did this. I don't know if this is your playing style, because retrofits mostly in regard to what you play, how you play the thing, because you don't need an I don't know, a speed update or mobility update, a mobility retrofit, if you are not using the mobility of the tank. So then you could probably go on a damage or reload or yeah, defense thing. Whatever you want. Anything to prefer when you're researching. Probably you would, yes, of course, you want to go with the first engine. Of course you want, because look at this, 10.5 seconds, 8 seconds. Definitely this one. The second one you can take time with, like I do. Then I would go for the better gun, which is also always helpable, and then you can go with the last ammunition, which is pretty neat indeed, and that's a rhyme. Thermal sights are always pretty good, because your effectiveness of spotting through foliage is better. Smoke grenades, useful if you use them, not useful if you don't use them, and then you should probably go for, before you go here, go for the explosive effective armor kit, especially if you're playing PvP. And this is what you should do with your Challenger Mark 1. But now, let us jump right into replay and watch how this one went. Actually, that was a strange one, because I did a few mistakes in it, my team did a few mistakes in it. I got shot by by a teammate, but it was my mistake anyway. It was a mistake of us too. Let's say it that way. There was no way I'm going to be the first one damage done in this replay, because there are two T-80s, and if anything is doing more damage than than British main battle tanks, it's Russian main battle tanks. But we are still probably the real tank in this game, which means we are like the MMORPG tank, which is absorbing all of the damage while the other team is dealing it. And I can spoil you a little, because we are, or I'm going to be first one experience gained, and I didn't do the most damage like I did, because one T-80 was better than mine. The BMD4 was letting you stock, and I said just, yeah, we will carry you. And because we will probably do it, there's no way we lose this one. As there is probably no way. In the engine deck of the T-80, yes, that's...
Just in time, Black Company. The NPAA's forces are trying
it would be really weird to lose that one with this tank setup.
We're trying to protect the civilians at the castle, but keep your eyes open.
I don't really know where the second T-80 now wanted to go, because he's just trying to overtake on the right side, which is obviously not allowed. Well, under the British tanks, probably it is. But now he's going right anyway. And like always, the first 3 shots in the game are not allowed to do damage when I play. Or the first 2, I don't know. At least I'm just... My tank's just saying no, it isn't.
Hostiles converging at Echo 5. Get over there and cover our
Running
backs,
over the
Black
police.
Company. Break through that roadblock. We can evacuate the civilians.
Oh yeah, my second did damage. Okay. I killed a T-10 tank. I'm famous now. My mama is gonna be proud of me. Yeah, I missed that one. Like I said, the beginning of any match is just like every time horrible if I'm playing. Can't really hit the Bagel Panzer over there. So I'm gonna go up here. It's called Begleitpanzer Germany, by the way. Yes, and this is a... Yeah, definitely go around the... Yes. Oh yeah, just like this. Miss the Challenger. This is always good because it's a British tank, so you don't want to hit the Challenger. The Stingray is behind the rock. I can't see that guy, but there still is a goddamn Challenger and a Warrior, which just saying hello, and I'm just saying hello at the same time.
The civilians will be safer out of the combat zone.
They've destroyed the roadblock, which is great, because now we get a little bit more credits. Because we've done our side objective. Oh, I forgot to put this one away. I'm sorry. Yeah, just going for the commander's hatch there, doing 150 damage, because I just can't penetrate a Challenger from its front. Warrior is obliterated. You see you're rolling on something like 440 on average. Challenger 2 is marked, and I should benefit from this thing, doing full damage, 482. Great one. And another time, I think we can get one shot in him. And I haven't noticed the Ramka now. I notice it now. Yeah, but you see, it can't even penetrate my my little bit ankle side. Flat side, yeah, penetrable, but little bit ankle, no way. And I'm gonna give him a little bit of a trouble when he runs away. But like you see, this tank is unbelievably slow, and I think there aren't many tanks that are as slow as this machine is. And he's just destroying my gun, and I don't like my gun to be destroyed. I think I'm gonna go for reload in a second. At least I thought I would too, but alright. Yeah, we've taken quite a beating, and we still are on nearly full health. Not even lost 300 points. But alright, that's Challenger lifestyle for you. So, alright, what is there? Terminator 2 and an Abrams. The Abrams is quite the bigger threat, but our team is just... everybody of our team is just engaging him. Without the T-80 there. Going for the Terminator butt shot, hit him, and... Oh, hello Mr. Abrams, how are you doing? Repaired my gun, by the way. And in a slight second, I'm gonna get team damage, but not... he didn't do it on purpose. Just bad timing. Now we can see it. It's this T-80 that's actually shooting my gun. And... it's just because he is aiming and I'm not looking at him because I'm going like this way, and he just directly hits my gun barrel. And I was having sorry. Because, okay, he didn't do that kind of amount of damage, but we have to live with a little bit damaged gun. But he could have written sorry in the same way, and you know, I decide when I fall back and it's a challenger, so I don't fall back anyway. At least not more than 2 length of my tank. That's a rule that we got. So can gave him a little shot. Oh my god, my English is just losing it. Killing the Stingray, which is always nice because Stingrays suck. Actually, they are pretty nice. I want to have one by myself. Yeah, 3 tanks that are shooting on the same time on one poor guy with 12 health points. That's how pros do it. Yeah, I can't see the VFM. I thought I could, but I couldn't. And he's probably gonna get chewed up by, yes, by rather the Ramka or the T80. So we should go over, yes, exactly, over the hill, which is BMD4. He is gonna get in the world of pain now, and I just hit his tracks. Huh. Because I'm a stupid idiot moron, idiot stupid moron. Alright. Time for the challenger to go further. And it really looks like a ship, does it? Just like a Churchill looks like a ship. And the chieftain. British tanks just look like ships, I don't know. Leopard 2 A6. Pretty nasty opponent. Tier 9 tank. No, Tier 8 actually. No, it isn't Tier 8, it's Tier 9. Why is there an 8 on it? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure the A6 is a Tier 9 tank. Because I own an A5 and it certainly is Tier 8. So, hello Mr. Abrams, and you're probably gonna be killed by that Ramka or T80. Is a Ramka that's killing you. I'm alright with that. Missing the shot on the T80, just I was trying to, but don't use it on while firing on a move, it probably wouldn't work. Especially not if your gun is damaged. But you can see, anybody of the other tanks is pretty much dead, especially, well, take out the Ramka, he isn't, because it's a fucking Ramka and he's always somewhere behind. But we haven't even taken 10%, well, we have taken about 10% of our damage, of our health points as damage. But there is no real threat of even thinking about using my consumable. By the way, this timer on the whole defense point at C3 is a bug. You can see the timer on the top. Yeah, I missed the PLO1. Or I didn't do damage anyway. But he is bouncing on our front, and it's a tier 10 light tank with the gun of a tier 10 main battle tank. So you probably now know what I mean when I say this tank can really take a beating, and it definitely can. And there's also another great thing, which is just gonna be showed in quite a few seconds, because there is no challenger game that I'll upload, at least at the moment, without a running kill. And yeah, goodbye, Mr. Bradley. You've just been raped? Is it allowed to say this? I'm not sure. Well, it looks like he is. Oh, he's on 1090p, and now he isn't anymore. And I'm getting shot by this BMD4. And now suddenly, I find myself in a little bit of a trouble, because there are 2 tanks right behind and in front of me. And I've got a damaged gun, and my tracks are gone. Yeah, I'm a really, really happy guy. First of all, the Glide Panzer gets one into his front, and the BMD just... yeah, he decided to ignore me. Alright. Can I press tab, by the way? No, I can't. I was going with something like 12,000 damage, which is pretty okay for a Challenger one. Especially in a mission that isn't that long. So M1A2 Abrams. Taking this guy out. 7th kill for us. And look at this, our T90s are both nearly dead, and we are just on nearly full health. Anyway, lost about 500. What the fuck did this Ramka just do? So, we won this battle, and I think that you can't really say that much about the Challenger. It maybe isn't the most exciting tank, but it certainly is a reliable, and I think this is probably the word that mostly suits this tank, reliable. And all in all, good, but not too good. Just a good tank. And probably the best tank in the way of a roleplay game. I mean, damage absorber, damage sponge, or whatever you want to call it. A wall of bricks, if you want to. In entire Tier 7. And probably even the entire tier 8, because there is no Challenger in tier 8. And the next Challenger is the Challenger 2, and this is tier 9. And then there is the Challenger ATDU, which looks exactly like this in tier 10. Because after the Challenger, there is another tank, so you don't skip another tier. But it is called the Ariete. It's the one Ariete. And I think it's a, what is it, a Italian tank? There are similarities to the Challenger, by the way, but I think it's a, yeah, it's Italian. It's an Italian little tank, but first of all, we're gonna stick to, no, not this one. Where is it? My Challenger. There it is. The Challenger 1. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you didn't, if you do, maybe you can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this. And whatever you want to do with this video in any way. It was a pleasure to do this video for you, and I hope that you will leave your opinions about the tank and the game itself in the comments below, and we can talk about this and have a nice little argument. Alright, see you next time, and you can also leave a comment on which tank you want to see next time reviewed. You can pretty much write every tank and I can get it for you. Because I nearly have any tank in the game. okay, that's quite too much said, but you know, there are quite a few that I have access to. Alright, have a good day, and see you next time. Bye bye.